this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no one.
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake.
Hey.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
So we got some fun stuff. I am going to do a bit of an unboxing here. I don't know exactly what's in this. I think I know what's in this. And it's going to be some fun stuff. We got 6 of them, so I'm probably going to have to grab them as he gets on and add to these. But it's going to be fun.
I laugh, but between my multiple orders and how freaking long they're taking to send, I've forgotten what I have on order.
So let's see here. Of course, we are definitely getting in our recording, so I'm going to pass this over to you to get us started.
All right. And I'm going to start with something completely different. Actually, this is one you can, tonight's recording, apparently, you can mostly put up for the anime collectors group, except for this one. And this is a random movie that I actually picked up at the library, new and unopened, months ago. But I love picking up stuff that's new and unopened. It's cool. It makes me feel good. And that is a movie that I've heard a lot about, and it has a hell of a cast. I believe it's supposed to be a chick flick, but whatever. And that is called Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Huh?
Which has a fun title. But look at this cast. Ellen Burstyn, Ashley Judd, Sandra Bullock, James Garner, and Maggie Smith. Also got Shirley Knight, Angus McFadden. Music by T-Bone Burnett. I mean, that is not a bad bit of stuff. And I do like this little tagline. Mothers, daughters, the never-ending story of good versus evil. That sounds fun. So, like I said, I've never seen this. I don't know if I will love it, but I'm certainly glad to have it, and it was hard to beat the price.
Well, oddly enough, I have read the book for the Yaya Sisterhood. So I actually I've never seen the movie. I've never had the desire to, but I have read the book. I don't remember what class it was for, but it was for class. And it was okay. It was pretty good.
As big a fan as you are of Maggie Smith, I'm surprised you never tried to.
I don't know. From what I've heard, they didn't do the characters right. So, you know how it is. If you feel like it didn't match up to the book, you feel less eager. It's the same reason why I still haven't watched The Dark Tower yet. I mean, I'm afraid it won't add up.
It won't.
So, I'm going to be opening this with my blade.
All right.
There you go. Now, unfortunately, because the picture is taken after this box will have already been opened. But you, viewers, actually got to see me unbox this.
All right.
Ooh. All right, so it's I got one of these.
Oh.
And of course, that's followed by also this as well. So I hope you liked that. That was a pretty cool unboxing, don't you think?
Well, I'll bet you Mr. Anderson thinks so. He's going to be finding that box.
So, on Bubble 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 Bubble, as one of our compatriots would say, oh wow, I actually will only need to add one more to this because there are 5.
Okay.
So, I think I will end this on the best one. But I think this one was one that you did last week, or one of these weeks, and that was Selector.
I figured you'd go for that.
I mean, the sale was going on. It's relatively cheap,
$10.
and it's a limited edition. It's a limited one, so you know these will eventually go up.
I wish they put the limited spreadwick sauce on there so I could get it cheap.
So it's just kind of cool. I like that. I think it's a pretty cool thing. I'm not going to talk a lot about it. We already talked about it earlier, but I got it too.
All right. I too will be drawing back to some previous comments that I have made, and that is, I don't know if I've shared yet on this channel, but my computer, which is awesome, does not, and this is less awesome, does not come with a built-in disk drive, as apparently is not the norm nowadays. I don't know why. It's freaking stupid. That should be part of a laptop is a disk drive. So I ordered an external disk drive from Best Buy. And while I was at it, I was like, what can I get that's awesome? And I found some good deals. And these two I had to get. I mentioned picking up some of this series recently from Right Stuff, but Best Buy happened to have the final 2 volumes at really good prices. I want to say they were $15 per. They were no more than $18 per, but I can't remember. I'm talking about Naruto Shippuden, volume 37 and 38. So, the final 2 pieces of the puzzle. I still am missing quite a few in between, but I have the last 2. And I actually got them without spending an arm and a leg, which was nice.
That is good. I, however, got something else completely different. And that is the one non-anime on this list. Harley Quinn, Season 1.
Oh, I want that.
It's only getting released on DVD, as it seems like we are backpedaling a little bit, but it seems like a lot of times physical media, if it gets a release, it gets a DVD release.
Yeah.
If it's going to get like a limited, or barely any release. I'm guessing it's because it can reach the most people. And it looks like a fun show.
It does.
And a lot of people who've seen it said this is a really good one. My guess is this will probably be better than the Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad. So,
doesn't this one feature Kaylee Cuoco as Harley?
Let's see here. Yes.
Very good.
So you get some Big Bang Theory love right over there. I know you're jealous of that. So when are you going to be picking this one up?
Well, one day.
It's not that expensive, too.
Yeah. Another one that was not that expensive, and again, hearkening back to that previous Right Stuff pickup, when I presented my Naruto Rasengan collection, I mentioned certain pieces were missing, and one of those is called The Last Naruto the Movie.
A decent one.
Which I now have. And I believe this one was around 15 or 16, so it was not much either. And this one, I believe, if I recall correctly, this one essentially acts as a bridge between Naruto and Boruto, right? It basically is the epilogue to the series.
It does.
I think it's, yeah. So, sounds fun. I'm looking forward to eventually watching this. I think in all likelihood I'll end up watching the movies for this series before tackling the series, but One day.
I mean, one of the things, if you want to see where Naruto and Hinata actually get together, that's the one you watch for it.
Right, because they actually never quite got together within the series proper, at least in the manga. Like, it was obvious by the end, but it wasn't like, yeah. Although I think they had a little stinger at the end of the manga where they established where everyone was in a few years, and that set up Boruto, but yeah.
Well, my next one, my third one is I want to say it is I thought it was a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. And that is the movie for Nononbiori, which is Nononbiori Vacation.
I forgot they had a movie.
Which so far keeps me up to date on the series. I have it back here somewhere. Yeah.
Have you watched that one yet?
I have not. It is on my list.
I'll have to watch it eventually myself.
Everything else is on my list.
Right.
I mean, let's see here. I'm just looking for it, but I cannot find it because it's actually way down there.
Well, no wonder you find it.
But it looks like it's gonna be fun. I'm glad to have it as a part. It's just kind of cool to complete it. It was relatively cheap at the time.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'll grab it.
Good times. So my next one is also a movie, and it's the first piece I have of a franchise that I otherwise do not have. It's a very large and sprawling franchise. So, as I said in our new release video for the week, sometimes it's fun to just watch a movie just to kind of ease your way into a series. Sometimes you'll be completely lost. It depends on the movie. Some of them are really good standalones and some are not. Like the movies to the original Naruto series, if I remember correctly, could stand on their own.
So.
The first Bleach movie is a wonderful standalone, and the second one sucks if you've never seen the series. So it's all over the map. But this one is part of a series called Eureka 7, and the movie is Eureka 7, Good Night, Sleep Tight, Young Lovers, which is kind of a fun title.
Very cool.
But this one follows up that really random one I presented a couple weeks back, and the next one follows this theme. There is a particular individual who has been putting up a crap load of Funimation stuff on eBay. And unfortunately, the auctions have all been ending while I'm at work.
Oh.
And all the stuff I really want, I'm not getting. And some of them were going for prices I would have happily paid. Scrapped Princess, Recovery of an MMO Junkie, a couple of the others, I would have happily paid the winning bid, but I was at work and could not participate, and I'm very upset. But what's really weird is I've done 3 auction cycles, and each time I won one single item. And this was the one on the second cycle, and I probably ended up paying slightly more than I needed to. It was around 15 or so, but that's still not a bad price for that. So I'm glad I got it. Yeah.
I need to watch that series. I own it.
I know.
I haven't watched it. So mine is going to be one that we talked about, actually that you talked about last a couple weeks ago in our pickups. Actually, no, not pickups, in our news, which was, well, before the holiday. And that is She and Her Cat, Everything Flows.
Oh, I want to see that.
So you said this was like, you had said already was a priority, so I said, okay, well, it has to be a priority, then I have to get it then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's relatively cheap, I'll admit, and it is intriguing. I'm not going to talk a lot about this because Jake talked at length about this in the video where we talk about this. So go back, not to last week's, but the week before last's new releases, and you'll hear Jake talk about this and all the background of it, and it's worth checking out.
Good times. So, like I said, with this one person, I first got Mikagura School Suite Essentials Edition.
Whew.
And then I got Goodnight Sleep Tight Young Lovers. And then the third one is the package that arrived today. And actually, I'm not certain if this series has a Blu-ray option, but I thought I was ordering a Blu-ray, and apparently I was ordering a DVD. So I'm very annoyed with myself for not catching that. But the one random win on the third auction cycle is a show that apparently is related to a series that I recently acquired and still have not watched. I believe this is related to Outlaw Star. It is related to Outlaw Star. And it's a series called Angel Wings. And have you seen this one yet?
I have not, but I have definitely heard of it. It has quite the reputation.
Yes, I have heard this. So I'm curious about this one. And it did not cost too much. I think it was like 14 or something. 13 or 14. But, you know, like I said, you know, I could do worse. I would have liked to have gotten some of the ones I really wanted. But it's not bad getting this little bunch just randomly out of nowhere. So, whatever.
Well, my next one was a must get. It would have been a priority on our ranking if we could get Tearmaker to work. And that is a little series called Kamen no Maid Guy.
Oh, I want this. I do want this.
This is a hilarious series where we have a battle maid and of course the mistress of the battle maid.
Yeah.
And it is a lovely battle with ninjutsu and weapon mastery and swords and maid guys.
All right.
It is just a strange series. I was surprised when I heard this was coming out. So I had to get it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It had to be.
That's a discotheque release, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, it is.
That's quite a few episodes, isn't it?
It's not that. It's like a 12-episode series or something like that.
Oh, really?
13.
I thought it was longer than that.
13
15.
episodes.
Oh, wow. I thought it was longer than that. Okay.
But still, come on, little mate guy.
I want this. I will get it one of these days. Okay. So my last one is a big one. And this was a puzzlement because the other ones I got from Best Buy were all on sale. This one was not listed as being on sale, and yet the regular price was not only pretty badass, but it was much lower than the standard edition regular price for this particular piece of the series. I still am having a hell of a time finishing any one season of the Sailor Moon series, but I now have the 5th and final limited edition set, Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars, set 1. It's unfortunate that the placeholder is bent, but luckily everything else appears to be good.
It's nice to just complete each one.
Yes, now I need the second half of R, S, and Stars, as well as the movies.
Stars.
I'm not counting Crystal because that's a whole different thing, but this is pretty notable for me. This is kind of like Maid Guy. This is one that languished in unreleased hell for years, and I was very, very happy, just like I know you were, to hear that it was released. And again, Best Buy had this listed for $46. And they had the standard edition, volume 1, for like $65. I have no idea what they were smoking, but I'm fine with that. You know, 46 is not bad for one of these. So, of course, part of the issue with these, part of the reason I'm having so much trouble filling in the second half is I don't want to pay another $40 or $50 for the second half. And it's really hard to get Sailor Moon cheaper than that. You almost have to wait for sales. But I've had okay luck so far, so maybe I will. The big thing is I really need to at least get the second half of R, because then I can start watching and actually get further than I have before. But of course, getting the second half of S and Stars would be awesome. And Best Buy also has been running a pretty awesome sale price on the R movie. The problem is the only piece of the Pioneer release I have is the R movie, and I'm keeping it on principle, so I would not be saving space. But because you know the story there, I got that thing for $4.50 when it was selling on eBay for what, like $90? I was like, and it's kind of cool to have a piece of the Pioneer release, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But, anywho.
Yeah, with mine being almost a complete collection of the old Sailor Moon, even though I have the Australian release of the first 2 seasons for the dub, but at least they're official releases. And that's saying something. But I do have one that is an official American release, and that also costs a lot of money. One that you yourself has seen but have not owned yet. And that is a little movie called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Oh, you got that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
I've heard that this is incredibly good, especially from you. You rate it very high.
Oh, it's very good.
So, this had better be worth the price tag.
I must have missed something if that went on sale, because I'm assuming that's what would have triggered a purchase.
Yeah, not by much. I think it was like 40 or something, which is, you know.
That's steep for a movie, but for an Aniplex title, it's okay.
So yeah. But still,
Yeah.
it looks interesting. You've expanded on it quite a bit in our
It does
time.
have a fascinating title.
So now I will get to also check it out and see what all of the fuss is about. Well, that's it. That's all we got for you today.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
But, of course, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe, of course, if you want to help us out there. And, of course, share, because sharing could be caring.
It could be.
But we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.